If I could please have everyone's undivided attention. So at this point, go ahead and save your work in Desire to Learn. Remember, each of you needs to save something. The scribe should save your accumulated report. The driver should save, if nothing else, a document that says I was the driver and Fred was the scribe, so that each of your Dropbox has something in there. Someone couldn't find the Dropbox. The Dropbox is all the way under the homework Dropboxes. There's 24 or so homework Dropboxes, and then there's the first lab Dropbox. I will go through those parts of the lab right now in real time that people had difficulties with, and I'll talk a little bit about what I observed, and so that we can all be on the same page as to what I was trying to achieve with the lab. If you didn't get done, that's okay. We will look at the lab results tomorrow, and if we feel that it's worth spending a few more minutes on Thursday on it, then we will. You don't have to get done. Your job is to go through the lab at what is a comfortable speed for you, and if you don't get done, then it's up to me to make a decision. Is it worth spending more time on it, or should we just move on? It's the experience that counts, not to get every single last answer. So as long as you turn in a report that is like shows reasonable activity, then you get your point. Don't worry about getting everything right. I just want you to do the stuff in real time. All right, so let's quickly go through this. So I'm going to make a project. It's a new project. I apologize, it's a little small. I'll figure out next time how to make it bigger. Now, in this particular screen, where you need to make a project, you need to be particularly careful how everything is set up. So I'm going to click on Browse. So I put my thing inside the 46B directory, and it's this Lab 1 directory. And now I click on here. And now let's see, what should the project name be? I'll call it Lab 1. And now I see bad things happening. If you look very carefully here, now it says the project folder should be HomeKai 46B Lab 1 Lab 1. And that means that apparently in the location, I need to back off by 1. And now it says project folder already exists and is not, because I'm not doing a new project. I need to open a project. No, I'm making a new project. File, new project. The Lord knows what I have in here. Browse. Maybe a loop. Okay, now I have to go to the instructions. New project. Java that was my mistake. All right. Let's do it again. File, new project. Okay, and here was my mistake. I went to Java application, and I should have gone to Java project with existing sources. So as you mess around with this thing, it's a good idea to look at all pieces of the dialog, because when they don't really work out, that tells you that you did something wrong, and it's better to do it right than to try to recover. Java project with existing courses. So now I can browse. It's Lab 1. And now why does it want to call it? Now I can call it Lab 1 the way I want it. Set as main project. I'm happy with that. Now on this screen here, that is where you also have to be sure to add the source folder. And so NetBeans is a bit fussy. You click on source, and here you have it. Now it found my classes, and I'm good. Now, when I look at it, the first thing that I always look is, I look at the package structure. And so in this case, since I'm not using packages, what I'm expecting to see is the default package here and the classes under the default package. If I see something else, like a package called SRC, then I know that I have to go back and fix that, because that's the road to ruin. So in this case here, everything is fine. So now let's quickly go through the instructions here. So array list address book. So there is an error, and the error is it doesn't override the class remove, so I have to add a remove method. Let's put it all the way in the bottom. And so now comes the miracle of NetBeans. So I'm using my hands, only my hands. I'm not touching the mouse. I'm just touching the keyboard. I hit Control Space, and it gives me the various things that I can do. And one of them is remove. And it typed the entire method in for me. Okay? 2 keystrokes. So that's great. Now, okay, fine. Now the abstract error message is going to go away. And now there's a bunch of other errors. Like here, it wants the name and the key and the value. So I better put them into item. So at this point, I just have to type them. There's nothing else to be done. Oh, and now, by the way, when you carefully look at what I have up here, notice that the braces line up the way that they line up in the textbook, whereas probably in your NetBeans, you had one of the braces like here and the other one and the other way. So let me quickly show you how you can achieve that. You have to go to Tools, Options, Editor, no, Formatting, yeah. Over here you select Java. Over here you select braces. And then these 3 settings here, you had them on new line or whatever. And I set them, no, I'll set them to new line, and new line. And now all the braces will always look nice. Yeah? Oh, I probably should do that, huh? Yes. Because it would be rude not to. Thank you. All right. So now we go in here. Well, I guess now they're private. Some people struggled with this, so now what I need to do is just hit Control Space. What's that? Oh, I see. Now when you watch what happens is I hit Control Space and I didn't see anything. I didn't see the Get Name option. And that's a bit of an unfortunate aspect of NetBeans. You have to save things first. So let me make sure that I save all files. And now let's try it again. Oh, yeah, well, that doesn't prove my point. Oh, I see, because I was stupid. I didn't do this part. Okay, so here I have to do Get Name. So notice that I got this entire thing done with 12 keystrokes. Control, space, then I type G, which got me to the first getter, then I hit Enter. Then Control, space, G again, which got me to now to the next getter because it doesn't show you one that's already implemented, and I hit Enter. So I can, with just a few keystrokes, click all of the getters together. What about the constructor? Same thing. So I can make this trivial constructor, the one that I'm sure everyone hated to type in 46A. I can get it with 1 keystroke. Every time I do that, I say thank you, because I appreciate not having to do this kind of stuff by hand. All right. Now, the other thing, it's then said in... Oh, now I have to fix these ones here for good. So here, type get... No, it was get name. Get name. Get key. Get value. Where do I have any other errors? Oh, set value. Well, that means I have to add set value. And same thing, Control Space, S. Well, now I have to hit the cursor key twice, and here it is. Now all the errors are gone. Next thing is I was supposed to make a main class. Right click, new, Java class. I'll just call it main just in the interest of speed. Did I get code for it? Yes, thank you. All right, so Now it complains about file chooser, so control space. Notice how it added up the import on the top. And again, isn't that magnificent? It's the kind of stuff that's really tedious to do as your projects get larger and larger, use more and more packages from all over the Java library or from other libraries. It just gets tedious to remember where all of those imports are, and control space does it for you. Once in a blue moon, something bad happens because it's possible to have two classes that live in different packages, and you may find that the wrong one gets imported. So just be aware of that. So chooser So now I hit control space again, and it completes it. And I'll leave the rest because I'm not really interested in it right now. Now we'll do this thing with the address book. So I need to make an address book. And so it knows also about my own classes, not just the library classes. So we'll make a new address book. Oops, what did I just do? Ooh, I didn't want that. Okay, I'll show you in a minute what happened. So I'll do the new address book, and then it says address book is abstract. Put it in an art museum. So it's an interface. So I have to find a class that implements address book. Which class does implement address book? ArrayList address book, right? And so then that'll work. Ah, yes. So what I wanted to demonstrate, I just typed in ArrayList address book, but it was no good. It's still wiggly underlined. And that is because when I typed it, I typed a lowercase l and a lowercase b. And this is something that I do all the time when I type something. So I have firmly resolved never to type any more than I absolutely have to. So I will type ARR, control space, and there it is. And now NetBeans will fill it in for me, and so the chances of having like lower and uppercase letter mismatch are now greatly reduced. So particularly in an exam, you can see where this is worth learning, right? So I've gotten a few emails from people who said, do I really need to use NetBeans? Can't I just use TextPad or something? And so this is why you want to use NetBeans. TextPad has no way of doing this kind of stuff. So the reason that people use one of these big iron modern IDEs is that they do all of this stuff for you that a simple editor couldn't. Why didn't we let you do it in CS1? So the feeling was it was just too overwhelming to see all the bells and whistles and gadgets and all that Chrome. But now you guys are ready for it, so take advantage of it and enjoy it. Just to show though that sometimes you can do things that lead to scary things. So right now, let me type. I somehow clicked the wrong thing. Let me see if I can find that again. No. Let me go back and see if I can get to it again. Come on. No. Okay, I'm sorry, I can't get to it. I somehow got it to the point where it was willing to fill all 10 methods of that interface in for me, and I said, whoa, what the heck was going on? And then I hit Control-Z as quickly as I could. So that will sometimes happen to you. So auto-completion is not total magic. You do have to control it. You have to watch what is it filling in for you, and you have to see that it's the right thing. So you can't use auto-completion if you don't know the programming language. And that is the real reason why we're not using it in 46A. Can you imagine? Just flash back 6 months ago when you wrote your first programs and when you did everything by random keystrokes until it finally compiled. This thing would have multiplied your power to do random stuff by 100-fold, and so you really have to be able to control it. So auto-completion is great, but you need to know what it is that you want to achieve. So the lesson of today was mostly to get yourselves into NetBeans. On Thursday, we're going to be doing a little bit more programming with interfaces, extending the example that you've just seen. So bring in your laptop, make sure that you get the Piazza quizzes right next time and so on. So reflect on what was going on today and be ready on Thursday. Thank you.